Race fans, it's time to get going on a Saturday night. Coming up first, it's going to be heat racing from the Days Auto and Speed V6 class. Thanks to all 100 of you who are able to make it out and join us here. Looking at a great night of weather and a great night of racing on the way. Jonathan Howe with you this evening, covering all the action up in the booth. V6 will get on the racetrack now for 6-lap heats. 2 heats. Starting first, it's going to be the 16 of Atlanta McDonald and the 16C, Chris Mussat on the outside. Row 2, Rick Beals in the 117 on the inside. The 64 will be piloted by Corey Lawton on the outside. And rounding out the field, we got Joseph Bleach in the 39 on the inside and Tina Ronning in the 27, rounding out this field. Getting ready to go green now. Bringing them in real slow, the 216s on the inside and outside, controlling the field, but wasting no time making early moves. It's the 117 of Rick Beals to the outside, trying to take over second. Now we'll do is Atlanta McDonald gets real squirrely through 1 and 2. Drops back from the pole to 4th place. Coming out of 3 and 4 with the lead, it's Chris Mussat in the 16C. Rick Beals in the 117 has jumped up to second. And Joseph Bleach in the 39 has worked his way up. And around goes Atlanta McDonald in the 16 off the bumper of the 64 of Corey Lawton. Atlanta gets it righted the right way. Not sure if she just jumped out of the gas and Corey had nowhere to go or if Corey gave her a little bit of help, but either way, the 16 is around and drops to the back of the field. It's a slick racetrack to start the evening. Pretty tacky still in the corners. We'll see if these V6s can negotiate it cleanly for a few more laps. And we're back green. 16 still starting them off pretty slow, and that's going to allow Rick Beals in the 117 to jump the restart and take the lead on the outside. Whole shot to Beals. Now look at Lawton and Bleach battling for third, side by side off of 2 down the back straightaway. Beals has checked out a little bit, gained a couple car lengths on Mussat in the 16. Now Mussat is able to go to the inside. Still Beals in control in that Pontiac up front. Bleach trying to work to the outside of the 16C, trying to take second away. Now getting away from the Lawton machine. Ooh, a little squirrely for the 16C there. May have caught the inside guardrail, but not quite. Still hanging on to second, but here comes Bleach working to the outside, trying to get around the 16C of Chris Mussat. Joseph Bleach in the 39 on the high side. Beals now with about a 3-4 car length lead as they work down into 3 and 4. Title battle is for second as we see popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go. Bleach now takes over second as they work down into 1 and 2. Mussat in the 16 trying to fight back hard, but now has to play defense as here comes Corey Lawton in the 64 on the outside. Side by side down into 3 and 4. The battle is on for third as we see white flag in the air this time. Rick Beals continuing to lead and in control in the 117. Side by side for third. Lawton has the nose at the line. Mussat pitches it in there underneath. They're going to be side by side coming down the back straightaway. Up at the lead, it's Rick Beals in the 117, still in control. A little bit of smoke as he really had to crank it to get it to hold on, and he's going to see the checkered. Bleach too had to hang on to it, but he'll finish second, and Mussat at the line will get third over Corey Lawton. Heat number 2 for the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 class. Dave Hall in the 14H is on the pole. To his outside, Dustin Duga in the other 14. Jordan Fiddler in the 22 will start on the inside of row number 2. Josh Dimitro in the 801 to his outside. And John Couture starts shotgun on the field. We will see green flag this time in heat number 2 for the V6s. The 214s bring them in real slow. But it's pretty even at the line. Looks like Duke is going to get the jump down into 1 and 2, and he'll clear Hall for the lead. And up on the outside, here comes Dimitro in the 801. Dimitro puts the power down and gets a great run off of 2. Sends it down into 3 and 4, but the momentum is lost a little bit. Lap 1 is going to go to Duga. But Dimitro fights back hard on the outside now as they work into 1 and 2. Trying to challenge for the lead is that 801 on the outside. Josh Dimitro in the 801 battling side by side with Dustin Duga in the 14. Down into 3 and 4. It's Dimitro still using that high line, trying to put the power down at the line. He'll get it by a nose. Let's see if he can clear down into 1 and 2. Duga fights hard back on the inside in the 14, but it's not going to be enough. Here comes Dimitro to the lead by himself. And we've got smoke from Dave Hall in the 14H. Not sure if that's mechanical or maybe a tire rub, but he's hanging on for now, running 5th. Dimitro continues to lead over Duga. Last week's winner in Jordan Fiddler in the 22 runs 3rd. John Couture is up to 4th. And still smoking is the Dave Hall 14H machine, as that smoke looks like it's picking up. Popsicle sticks in the air. We got 2 to go this time. Dimitro starting to check out on this field as he works through 1 and 2 on the high side, trying to stay out of that very slick mud on the inside. Smartly negotiating this tricky Merrittville track as we see white flag in the air this time. Here comes Josh Dimitro in the 801. At the line, leads by about, call it 5 car lengths, down into 1 and 2. Fiddler trying to go for second now as he works to the outside. Having a look at Duga. Nothing doing there as Duga now starts to slow on the backstretch. That's going to allow Fiddler to get around but not clear. Checker flags in the air. It's going to be Dimitro who's going to win this one. Duga and Fiddler. Fiddler's going to hang on to win or come home second in this heat number 2. The battle between Duga. Duga drops down to 3rd. John Couture settles for 4th. And a wounded, potentially, car of Dave Hall in the 14H brings it home 5th. Central Fab, Glow and Go Tanning, 4 cylinders out on the racetrack now. Heat number 1. The 76 of Dan Muir is on the pole. Scheduled to go to his outside is the 5 of Brian Aube. Last week's winner, Fabio Olivieri, in the 16 will start P3 in this Heat 1. The 13M of Dan McKay to his outside. Rob Shaw in the 3. And Brandon Cuse in the 88 round out this field. Field will fire off of turn 4 together. And Muir slides up, and it's going to be the jump to the 16 of Fabio Olivieri, who really gets going on that restart and gets not only first but second places. going down the back straightaways. Abe is going to hang on for second, but he's under fire from McKay already. Olivieri is going to take the lead off the restart and hang on to lead lap 1. Very, very impressive jump from Olivieri as he went right to the bottom and put the power down and found some grip on those 2 trucks on the inside. Top 3 have broken away from this field as they work through 3 and 4. Fabio Olivieri in the 16 is your leader. Ryan Abe in the 5 hangs on to second. Dan McKay currently runs third in that 13M. A little further back in the pack, Cuse in the 88. And it looks like the 76 of Muir battling for 5th place in this heat. Halfway at the line this time. Mini Stocks going 6 laps for their heat races. Down into 3 and 4. Olivieri continues to lead as he sees 2 laps to go at the line that time. Top 3 still continuing to be a bit of a breakaway on this one. At the line last time, Olivieri's lead was just under a second, but coming to white, let's see what it is this time, as Abe has kind of a slow corner off of 4. That lead is up over a second now, as now the 5 has to defend as the 13M of Dan McKay is coming through and trying to get second. Nothing doing through 1 and 2 this time. Olivieri hangs on. He's going to win heat number 1 in the 4 cylinders. It's going to be Brian Abe in the 5 hanging on for second. Dan McKay runs third. Rob Shaw is going to bring home the 3R in 4th. Braden Cuse in the 88 5th. And Dan Muir in the 76 rounds out the field. Heat number 2 in the Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4 cylinders. On the pole, Don Deagle in the 12. The 44, Danny Worster to his outside. Austin Worstro in the 71 will be on the inside of row number 2. Alex Pigeon in the 007 machine on the outside. And Cameron Lane in the 24D rounds out this field. Green flag in the air, another scrambled start, so to speak, but they all get back in line and settle in side by side down into 1 and 2. The front row, Deagle can try to get away, but it's actually going to be the 44 of Worster fighting back, and he leads by a nose. Oh, a little bit of contact. Looks like Worster trying to stick his nose in there and get to the inside of Deagle. That's going to throw Deagle up the racetrack. Oh, sideways. Everybody hangs on for now. A little bit of bumper cars on lap number 1, and that's resulted in Austin Worster on the 71 through to the lead. Worster still hangs on to the second position in the 44. Deagle, the real loser in that, as he was almost sideways coming off of 4. Now Lane goes a little sideways through 3 and 4 right in front of Deagle, and that's going to force the back 3 to slow up and allow Worster to keep getting away from the pack. Cameron Lane in the 24D still runs third. Was a little sideways. Now this field's starting to spread out as Deagle trying to work his way back up into contention. Worstro sees halfway at the line, still continuing to lead. 3 laps in, 3 laps to go. Down the back straightaway, the Worstro machine out to over a full straightaway advantage over Worster in the 44. 2 to go at the line. We'll see what the difference is in actual time. Worstro has crossed the line. Worster trying to defend as Lane has got a lot of pressure on his backside at the line. The difference was over 5 seconds. Worstro is cruising on a Saturday night to this heat win as he sees white flag this time. Worster and Lane still battling. Oh, a little drifting from Lane. That's going to be hard to make a pass when you're that loose off of 4. Worstro is gone. The battle is on for second. Worstro, and there goes Lane around again. Lane is around on the final lap. Cameron Lane in the 24D. He looked really loose. I'm not sure if he had a tire going down or something happening to that car because he was sideways for most of this heat race. Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4 cylinders. On the pole for this one, the 13, Vincent Pagnotta. To his outside, Leroy Buscombe in the 71B. Rob Goulding in the 10M. Inside row number 2, excuse me. Jay Moulton in the other 10 to his outside. Ross Crow in the 17C will start 5th on the grid, and Jordan Fiddler in the 22F, 4-cylinder this time, will start shotgun on the field. Green flag in the air, and once again, that bottom line, it's like third place is the best place to be on the grid. As look at, here comes the 10 of Goulding, trying to make his way through from third to first, battling side by side with Vincent Pagnotta in the 13. Down into 3 and 4. Pagnotta goes way wide. That's going to open up all the bottom lane for Goulding. The 71 of Buscombe gets through, and the other 10 machine of Moulton is through as well. Pagnotta goes from leading to 4th in 1 lap. Rob Goulding in the 10M leads early. Jay Moulton in the other 10 machine right on his bumper now as those Volkswagens are battling. Leroy Buscombe in the 71B is still right there as well. But it looks like going to be a 10-car breakaway. Not 10 cars in the field, but the 2 10 cars getting out on their own early in this heat. Pagnotta trying to fight back on the high side to get third back. Rowing the moat down the front straightaway. That's not going to make up any time right now. Battle is on a little further in the... Down into 3 and 4. Here comes Moulton trying to get by Goulding. Moulton and Goulding. Down into 1 and 2. Goulding gives Moulton plenty of room on the inside, but Moulton can't make it stick. Goulding still continues to lead as the 10 cars have broken away from the rest of the pack. Leroy Buscombe continues to run third. 1 lap to go. Pagnotta goes down in the moat again. That's going to drop him even further back, but still continues to hang on to 4th. 1 more set of corners. Does Moulton have anything for Goulding? Down into 3 and 4. Moulton, Goulding, checker flag in the air, side by side. Oh, by about half a car. We're going to give it to Rob Goulding in the 10M over 10 car. Jay Moulton. Leroy Buscombe brings it home 3rd. Vincent Pagnotta 4th. Ross Crow in the 17 is 5th, and Jordan Fiddler in the 22F brings it home 6th. Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Brent Bigelow on pole for heat number 1. Tyler Winger to his outside. RJ Pitts in the 26 starts 3rd on the grid. Randy Giroux will start 4th. Riley Slider in the 6S is 5th. Rob Meisner in the 6 to her outside. And the 22, Craig Martin, rounds out the field. Down in a 1 and 2. It's side by side with Bigelow trying to prevail on the inside. He will clear Winger. Giroux is around to 3rd. Past Pitts, down into 3 and 4. Winger tries to take the high side once again through 3 and 4. Not going to work as Brent Bigelow is continuing to lead on lap 1. Randy Giroux in the 24 looking strong and racing on the insides. Thought about getting to the inside of Winger. Couldn't quite do it, down into 1 and 2. Now might have to play defense as here comes Pitts battling back. Brent Bigelow continuing to lead. Winger is 2nd. Giroux 3rd. Meisner is now up to 4th past Pitts. halfway at the line this time. Mod Lite's going 6 laps in their heats. Brent Bigelow in control, leading by about half a straightaway as they work down into 3 and 4. 2 laps to go. Winger trying to hang on to second and over Giroux. Closest battle is Meisner in the 6 and the 26 of RJ Pitts as well. Going to the inside. Can't quite do anything with him that time. Our leader sees white flag this time. Brent Bigelow out to just over 2 seconds of an advantage, 2.5 seconds. He can cruise from here, although he looks like he might be slow. Bigelow is slow. I'm not sure if he had a problem. Brent Bigelow had this one in the bag, but he has problems, and he's going to have to coast. As Winger is going to steal this one. Tyler Winger steals heat number 1 after a problem from Brent Bigelow off of turn 2 on the last lap. Unfortunate to see. I'm not sure if the car jumped out of gear, if something mechanical, but Brent Bigelow might need a push truck after controlling this heat for most of the race. Once again, Tyler Winger is your winner. Randy Giroux brings it home second. Rob Meisner third. Pitts will finish 4th. Riley Slider in the 5 spot. Brent Bigelow hangs on for 6th. And the Craig Martin of 22 did not start. Heat number 2 in the Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Dave Cornish scheduled to go on pole in the 291. Jeffrey Maida will be to the outside of row number 1. Row number 2, Chris Watson in the 07, I should say, to the inside of row number 2. Josh Slider in the 17, last week's winner, will start 4th on the grid. Sean F. Toddy scheduled to go 5th, and Ryan Anderson in the 44 will start 6th. Watson's not going to be starting this one, so we're going to move F. Toddy up on row number 2. Green flag in the air. It's a little bit of a squirrely start from Cornish. That's going to allow May to jump to the outside and jump to the lead down into 1 and 2. Now Slider. Josh Slider in the 17 will work to 2nd. Cornish in danger of falling back to 4th now as here comes F. Toddy around the outside. Lap 1 will go to May, but Josh Slider not letting him get away in the 17. Those 2 cars have broken away from the field, and Sean F. Toddy trying to join him. Down into 3 and 4. Slider makes a stab on the inside. He's going to draw alongside briefly for a moment, but May puts the power down on the outside, and he'll hang on to the lead for now. Cheeseburger F. Toddy lurking in the back. Down into 3 and 4 this time. May continues to lead. Slider once again works to the outside as May gets a little squirrely. Ooh! If they didn't touch another coat of paint, they would have been history, as that was a close one off of 4. Down to the back straightaway. May getting away a little bit this time as Slider's going to move up the racetrack and try a different line. This time cutting to the inside off of 4. High to low, and that's going to bring him alongside May as they work into 1 and 2. 2 to go. Top 2 battling for the win in this heat. Slider trying to clear May on the bottom side. May trying to hang tough on the outside in the 23. White flag in the air. Slider going to clear for a brief moment. May working to the outside. Cuts to the middle line now off of 2. Puts the power down and closes back up on the back bumper. One more set of corners to decide this heat. Slider slides up. He's going to block May. And that's going to be enough to hang on. Josh Slider wins heat number 2. Jeffrey May is going to bring it home 2nd. Sean Cheeseburger F. Toddy in the 27 will run 3rd. A spin off of 4. That's Tim Anderson. As Dave Cornish brings it home 4th. Anderson rounds out the field in 5th. Hoosier stock, heat number 1 on the pole. Dave Bailey, Rooster Raker in the 49. Clint Nichols to his outside in the 43. Zach Bleach, 108 to start 3rd. Steve Shaw, 4th. Chris Van Mill in the 08 starts 5th on the grid. Go Fast Steeple in the 69 was 6th. Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 Junior will start 7th. And rounding out heat number 1 will be Ryan Beagle in the 84 RK. Coming to the restart here. Dave Bailey puts the power down. Green flag is in the air. Down into 1 and 2. Clinton Nichols in the 43 trying to hang tough on the outside, but he is in danger of losing second as here comes Bleach to the inside. And the Merlin Magician Steve Shaw not far behind. Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey leads lap 1. Bleach and Nichols battle for second. Bleach looks like he's going to hang on and clear Nichols. Maybe not quite. Nichols has to go on the defense, though, as here comes Shaw to the inside. A little loose is Bleach, and that's going to allow Shaw to be right on his bumper, pushing him basically down into Merrittville 1. Dave Bailey has broken away from the pack by about half a straightaway. Bleach hangs on to second as here comes Steve Shaw to his inside off of 4. Last time he was pushing him down the front straightaway. This time he's blowing by him. Oh, Bleach returns the favor, though, as he gets behind Shaw. Maybe a bit of contact down into 1 and 2. That's going to drop Bleach back, and now he's in danger of losing third as here comes Nichols. Halfway this time. Hoosier Stock's going 8 laps in this heat. Steve Shaw hangs on to second. Bleach trying to put the blockers on as he blocks Nichols. That opens the door for the 84 RK of Ryan Beagle. And Beagle might work his way up into the top 3 here. Dave Bailey is leading by well over 3 seconds. Steve Shaw runs second, and he's got a nice little advantage on now. It's Beagle who's going to clear Bleach and take over the 3rd spot. 2 to go at the line for Dave Bailey. Steve Shaw running second. Steve Shaw Jr. making some moves and trying to work his way up into the top 5. All over the back of Nichols. That's the tightest spot on the racetrack. Is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. White flag in the air now. Dave Bailey is running away with this one. Steve Shaw second. Beagle third. This time at the line, it's side by side for 4th. Nichols and Bleach. Down into 3 and 4 is our leader, working his way towards another heat win. Heat number 1 goes to Dave Bailey. Steve Shaw brings it home second. Ryan Beagle hangs on for 3rd. Nichols will get 4th. And Steve Shaw Jr. in the 96 Junior rounds out your top 5. Hoosier Sock, heat number 2. Mike Thorne in the 55 will start first. Adam Plazik in the 41 will start to his outside. 42 of Matt Wilson to the inside of row number 3. Casey Huffman in the 13 starts on the outside in row number 2. Row number 3, Jim Lampman in the 28 starts 5th on the grid. Kyle Andres on the outside in the 43. Adam Turner in the 92 and scheduled to go shotgun on the field. It's Rob Murray. Green flag getting ready to go here. Front row will fire together off of 4. Thorne and Plazic on the front row. Coming to green. The jump goes to Thorne. Is Plazic going to drop to the back of the field? Looks like maybe on the start of this one. That's going to allow Wilson to get up into second, and this battle's on for third. Lampman side by side with Huffman. Thorne leads into 3 and 4. Wilson in the 42 trying to challenge. Wilson went around at the end of hot laps, but looks pretty competitive here in the heats. Rob Murray making it 3 wide, trying to work his way from last on the grid up into contention in this heat, bouncing between the Huffman machine and the 92 of Turner. And just like that, Rob Murray's battling up into third, working over Lampman, trying to take that lead. Thorne continues to lead through 3 and 4 after maybe a bit of a spin by Huffman, who was able to get things going, and we stayed green. Thorne leads. Wilson, 42, runs second. Here comes Rob Murray. Maybe a bit of contact to Wilson, and Lampman now on the back of Murray. Second through 4th, playing a little bumper cars down the back straightaway. Thorne leads at halfway. This time, Rob Murray is going to go down into 1 and 2, trying to take the lead. He'll hang on for second. Now he is in prime opportunity to challenge the Thorne machine. Lampman works to the extreme outside, trying to find something there. Does Rob Murray have enough time to get up there and battle with Thorne for the lead? Wilson still running third. Lampman is 4th. Adam Turner in the 92 is 5th. Coming to 2 to go at the line. The difference. Thorne leads just under a second as Rob Murray is coming fast. Down into 1 and 2. Close the gap up once again. It's about maybe 3-4 car lengths down into 3 and 4. Thorne now has to deal with Murray to his quarter panel. All over the back bumper is Murray. He cuts to the inside and through 1 and 2. Thorne maybe cuts him down just a little bit to hang on to first. One more set of corners. Can Thorne hang on? Here comes defending track champion Rob Murray in the M1. They're going to be side by side. No, not quite. Thorne's going to hang on and take the win in heat number 2 over Rob Murray. Jim Lampman works his way up into third. Matt Wilson 4th, and Adam Turner rounds out the top 5 in that heat. Jeremy Bean in the 37J scheduled to go on pole. The 01 junior Barry Beck will start to the outside of row number 1. Mike Lazinga in the 93K will start third. Jeff Larmett in the 601C starts 4th. Jens Mortensen in the 68J will start 5th. Donnie Lampman in the 28D starts 6th. Ian Blanchard in the 31B is 7th. And rounding out this field, Chris Hale in the 79, who was strong last week in the Hoosier Stocks. We'll see if he can work his way up through the field as we get ready to start heat number 3 in the Hoosier Stocks. Green flag in the air. This one looks to be the cleanest start of any race we've had so far. Look at Donnie Lampman in the 28D. We're making some moves coming up through the field, and Hale's going to try to follow him through the middle as well, working from the back of the pack. Lampman now battling for third on the outside of the 37. Side by side, maybe 3 wide. Oh, the 37's around, saves it. Used Jens Mortensen a little bit to save that one, but everybody stays straight as a few cars were a little bit sideways off of turn 4. Leader early in this one is the 01. Barry Beck out in front. Lampman now up 2. Second, working over the 93K, trying to clear. He will. Chris Hale trying to follow suit on the inside. 79 and 93 side by side down into 3 and 4. That's going to force Klazinga to go high. Barry Beck Jr. continuing to lead. Lampman runs second. Hale trying to work his way up and challenge Lampman for second. Jens Mortensen, after getting a little bit of a slam from the 37 of Jeff Bean, runs fifth. Now the challenge is on for second. Lampman and Hale. Does Hale have enough time to get by and enough speed to get by Donnie Lampman, who has been fast in that 28D? It's looked strong, able to come up through the field. Barry back a little bit sideways down into 1. That's going to close the gap, but as Lampman now maybe within 2 car lengths. Down through 3 and 4, coming at 2 to go. This race is far from over as Beck now has to deal with Lampman to his inside and Hale all over his back bumper and maybe looking high. Donnie Lampman going for the lead in the 28D. Can he get by into 3 and 4? Lampman on the inside, coming to the white flag. He's going to clear Beck. Now does Hale have anything for Beck? Beck's fighting back on the outside though. This isn't over. Barry Beck in the 01 Junior trying to make his way back up on the outside. It's between Lampman and Beck as they work down side by side into 3 and 4. One more set of corners. Lampman on the inside. Putting the power down on the outside is Beck. He's not going to have enough time. Lampman hangs on to win it. Beck charging hard at the line, was not able to get back by Lampman. Chris Hale settles for third. And Mike Klazinga in the 93K will bring it home fourth with the 68J of Jens Mortensen rounding out this field. S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds out for heat number 1. Starting on the pole, 3RS of Dalton Slack. To his outside will be the 777 of Tyler Willard. Rob Knapp scheduled to go third in the 2K. The 08 of Mark Delario will be to his outside. Mike Bowman in the 71s going off fifth on the grid. Darren Peters in the 1P, 6th. Gary Lindberg, 7th. Tom Neal in 2X, 8th. And Austin Wood rounds out the field as the field thunders down into 1 and 2. Side by side, maybe a bit of contact for Lindberg in the 1P. Yellow is out. As ruled, the front row did not fire together off of 4 at the orange cone. So we're going to line them up, try them again. Slack and Willard will try this one more time. At the orange cone, field is scheduled to fire together. Who will it be? Will it be a veteran or a young gun? This field's got full of them. And Slack and Willard much cleaner this time. Looking at maybe 3, possibly 4 wide. Oh, Bowman gets the worst of it as he definitely came together. And now the 2X is slow as well, but everybody's still pointed the right way as it looked like Lindberg and maybe the 1P squeezed Bowman, and that cost him a whole bunch of time and spots. Bowman going around now off of 1 and 2. Bowman is around off of 2. Dalton Slack was your leader there. Tyler Willard in the 777 second, and Rob Knapp was running third. The lap before, Bowman got squeezed by, it looked like Lindberg to his inside, and I couldn't tell which one car it was to the outside. Not even sure if it was one of the ones. Easy for me to say. on Bowman's outside, but Bowman definitely got the worst of that as he was squeezed and now possibly might have a lot of damage and might be broke for this one. We'll see if he can get refired here and rejoin this field. Now the 71 is rolling down the backstretch. Trying to sort that field. Dalton Slack is going to be the control car on this restart. Willard to his outside. Rob Knapp in the 2K is running set inside row number 2, third on the grid. Gary Lindbergh is 4th. We got the 1 XP of Austin Wood on the inside, and on the outside, that's the 1P of Darren Peters. Mark Delario drops to the back of the field. Tom Neal in the 2Xing. Does Bowman have enough to get back up through this field? Slack leads early. Willard puts the pressure on, runs second. At the line, Knapp had it maybe by a nose for third. Lindbergh works to the outside. Oh, we got another one. Oh, I think that was the 1P of Darren. Trying to sort out the field for the restart. We got to get the 2K drop to the back of the field. Not happy as he got the worst of being jammed up in a 3 wide, a little bit of a collision off of 3. A little bit of drama under the restart here. As Peters, I'm not sure if he didn't know that Bowman was there or if he did that on purpose, but he just drove over the front of Bowman. Somebody better tell these guys that there's still another heat and a feature race. So Dalton Slack is your leader with the Tyler Willard. Lots of jumbling at the back of the pack as we're trying to get these guys sorted to go back racing. Green flag back in the air, 3 RS, and Dalton Slack is your leader. Willard is second. All kinds of jumbling in the back of the pack. We'll see how it all shakes out. A little bit of contact between the 1 and the 37, and here comes Bowman on the extreme outside, trying to get by both of them. Tight, hard racing in heat number 1. Slack continues to lead, keeping his nose out of trouble at the front. Willard now under pressure from the 1 XP of Austin Wood, who has worked to the inside. Bowman using that extreme outside again, trying to get around, and Willard also uses the outside to power back past Wood. Dalton Slack continues to lead. Willard using the extreme outside, using the mode even, but dropping spots as now Wood is buying the 1 XP, and here comes Gary Lindbergh in the 37. Does Lindbergh have anything to get up there and challenge after being involved in a couple skirmishes, to say the least? 2 to go at the line this time for Slack. Dalton Slack running the extreme low line to block the second place 1 XP of Austin Wood. Outside, Tyler Willard. Gary Lindbergh also using that extreme low line is going to clear Willard, maybe not at the line. White flag in the air. One more time. Does anybody have anything for Dalton Slack? Dalton Slack. Here comes Lindbergh with a bold move on Wood as they work down into through 3 and 4 for second. Slack leads it at the line. That closed up real quick at the front there as it looks like Lindbergh is able to steal second away from Wood on the final corner. Tyler Willard shuffles back to 4th and Mark Delario ends up 5th in the 08. All right, so a chaotic heat number 1 for the S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds. That's what's heat 2 going to bring us. Fred Carlton is on the pole. Tanner Podwinski in the 72 starts second. Todd Gordon will start third in the 28. Brian Page in the 43 to his outside. The Too Cool ride of Derek Van Mill starts 5th on the grid. Pete Bicknell, Mr. Small Block in the 42 starts 6th. Scott Wood in the 38 and Tim Jones rounds out the field as we are green for heat number 2. Back of the pack, look at the moves by Mr. Smallblock, Pete Bicknell splitting the difference, and here comes the 38 as well of Scott Wood trying to make his way up from the back row of this grid. Fred Carlton leads lap number 1. Wood is through to 3rd. Here comes Pete Bicknell for 4th. Side by side for the lead at the line is Carlton and Gordon. Great racing in heat number 2. Battle for the lead is on. Gordon wants it on the inside. Down the back straightaway. He pushes Carlton up just a little bit. Carlton a little squirrely. Jones now working over Tanner Podwinski in the 72 down the back straightaway. Podwinski cuts down on Jones. Jones now gets past Podwinski down the front straightaway. Top 5 cars have broken away single file, but here comes Tim Jones trying to break his way up into the top 5. Working over the Too Cool machine as we see 2 to go at the line. Todd Gordon continues to lead. Scott Wood in the 38 is very fast. Jones goes up high trying to get past the Too Cool. That's going to cost him as Podwinski works to his inside. Top 4 cars under a blanket as we see white flag in the air. Wood leads it by just over a second. Carlton, Wood, and Bicknell all on top of each other for 2nd through 4th. One more time through 3 and 4. Todd Gordon, much calmer but just as racy, hangs on for heat number 2 in the S&W 358 Modifieds. Heat number 2. Fred Carlton brings it home 96. Brings it home number 2. 3rd place on the grid, Scott Wood. Pete Bicknell in the 42 hangs on for 4th, and Derek Van Mill in the 2C will be 5th on the grid.
I'm Adam Ross, and I sell Hino trucks. If you need a commercial truck, or if you work for a company that needs a commercial truck, email me, aross@mtg.ca. I'm a sales rep for Metro Truck Group, and I sell Hino trucks.
There are a lot of things in this world that are fake. Your food shouldn't be one of them. Pinty's Man Cave sausages and street dogs. Authentic food for real people. Crave the cave, friends. Pinty's Man Cave.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GForceTV.
Getting ready for feature time on a Saturday night at Merrittville. Bobcat of Hamilton weekly racing back. And man, does it feel good to be back. A wild and racy bunch of heat races, to say the least. Coming out first, it's the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 class. On the pole in the 117, Rick Beals. Starting second will be Josh Dimitro in the 801. Joseph Bleach in the 39 on the inside of row number 2. Outside of him will be the last week's winner, Jordan Fiddler in the 22. Starting fifth on the grid, the 16C of Chris Mussat. The 14 of Dustin Dugas starts sixth. Corey Lawton in the 64 starts seventh. The 0 of Jean Couture starts eighth. Tina Ronning in the 27th will start 9th on the grid. Dave Hall in the 14H scheduled to go 10th. And rounding out this field will be Alana McDonald in the 16. Going to be green next time by in the Days Auto and Speed V6 division. Leaders will fire together off of 4. Green flag is out. It's going to be a quick restart. Dimitro with the early jump down in a 1 and 2 in that 801 machine. But Beals fights back hard on the outside. Fiddler is through to third as he gets around Bleach. And now the 14 of Duguay trying to find a way by. A little bit of contact. Oh, big bump as Bleach goes down a little too low, and that's going to wash him out into the 14 of Duga. Top 3 starting to get away. Josh Dimitro is your early leader over Jordan Fiddler. And Rick Beals as we've got the 39 into the pits. Joseph Bleach takes it to the pits with a flat tire. Top 3 cars broken away from the rest of this pack. Is also the Dustin Duga machine has got a flat tire as well, and he's going to bring it to the pits, looks like as well. Yellow flag is out for debris. We got some debris up on the outside of turn number 4, probably from that contact between Bleach and Duga. Josh Dimitro in the 801 is your leader. Rick Beals and Jordan Fiddler were battling hard for second, but hadn't sorted it out just yet. Beals still hangs on to it. Trying to get the order restart set up here. Top 3 cars, once again, they did break away. Dimitro had a great jump on that start of the race. Beals fought back hard to get back up into third, or stay in third, and then get back up to second position. Don't count out the veteran John Couture in the 0. Bright yellow Batman ride. Can't miss it on the racetrack. Getting ready to restart this one. Josh Dimitro is the lead car, the control car. He gets the initial jump, but here comes Beals on the outside. Down into 1 and 2, and here comes Fiddler in the 22, also sticking his nose in there, and Couture trying to shuffle out the 16C, who goes wide and hangs on to it for now as Tina Ronning is through to 5th. It's a Pontiac breakaway up at the front of this one. Dimitro in the 801 is your leader. Couture making some bold moves to the inside. Works to the inside of Beals. Fiddler trying to split the difference and go up the middle. Can't do it as Beals closes the door. Dimitro continues to lead. Couture is through to 2nd now off of 2. But here comes Fiddler. Last week's winner in Jordan Fiddler trying to work to the inside of Couture as they work down in 3 into 4. Couture gets loose on the outside. A little bit of a reminder, that lap 6 there's going to be a bonus. Whoever is running 6th on lap 6 will receive a little bonus of $106. Tina Ronning's going to have to go to the pits as she is not able to refire, and we will go back to racing this time. Josh Dimitro in the 801 is your leader. Keep an eye on who's going to come across 6th on lap 6 for some bonus money. Green flag back in the air. Dimitro briefly opens the door for Couture. Couture works the inside of Fiddler now. Couture works the inside of our leader. Can't quite make it stick up off of 2. He's going to clear Fiddler, though. Is now, it's going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Beals thought about it for a brief moment going into 3 and 4. Thought better of it. Works to the extreme outside. Couture slides up, and now he'll be on the extreme outside as Fiddler is trying to split the middle and get by both Couture and Beals. All of this is allowing Dimitro to try to get around into the front. Reminder to keep your eye on that battle for 6th position. Who wants a little bit of extra money? Halfway to go. Top 4 have broken away, and now there's some shuffling. Top 4 cars breaking away. Looks like the 16C trying to drop back and maybe collect some money as Duga works to the outside in that 14. And at the line, bonus money to the 16C for being 6th place on lap 6. It looks like we may have a flat. Yeah, that's a right rear flat on the 14H of Dave Hall, who has got a little bit of a body slam from the 16 a little earlier on that restart, but not sure if that was the cause. Josh Dimitro in the 801 continues to lead as we turn our attention back up to the front of the pack. John Couture runs 2nd. Closest battle on the track, it's between Fiddler and Beals for 3rd. Fiddler trying to get by and clear of Beals, but Beals not giving him any room on the outside. Now the crossover up off of 4. Give a call to Davey Moore and Kelly George for putting up the money. That looks like it's going to be Duga that was able to, or excuse me, the 16C that was able to collect that money of Chris Mussat, as Duga got by him for 5th on that last time. 2 to go at the line. Josh Dimitro works down the back straightaway. He's got about, call it 5 car lengths over John Couture. Down into 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag this time as the top 4 cars have broken away in the Dave's Auto and Speed V6 feature. Josh Dimitro in the 801. Continues to lead down into 3 and 4. One more smooth set of corners. Is he going to be able to hang on? Oh, it's a little bit of a squirrely run through the inside line, but he will hang on. Josh Dimitro is your winner. John Couture through the moat. It's going to hang on for 2nd. Rick Beals in the 117 brings it home 3rd. Jordan Fiddler 4th. Getting ready for victory lane. Josh Dimitro in the 801 is your winner. Give a call to Josh in the 801. I had to come out here and talk to him. I do have a little bone to pick with Josh. I gotta get over here and confront him just briefly. Josh, you put that Pontiac in victory lane, but what happened to the Oldsmobile, man?
Yeah, that Oldsmobile just doesn't have enough power. Those G6s pull away on the corners.
Yeah, you looked pretty strong in this 801. Is that a sign of things to come now that you switched to the Pontiac power?
I hope so. I hope I can keep running this car. I want to just thank Rick Beals for letting me use this car tonight. It's
a speechless Josh Dimitro in victory lane in the 801 for the James Auto V6 division. Give a call to the 801. A great drive from Josh Dimitro in that 801. Up next, Central Fab, 4 cylinders, glow and go tanning as well, bringing you that action. Stay tuned, folks. Central Fabricating, glow and go tanning, 4 cylinders on the racetrack. Pole sitter Danny Worcester in the 44 will start this one. To his outside, Rob Goulding in the 10M. Third will be Brian Abe. Don Deagle in the 12 will start fourth. Fifth on the grid, the 13M of Dan McKay. Leroy Buscombe scheduled to go 6th in the 71B. 71 of Austin Worcester will start 7th. Jay Moulton, 8th. Fabio Olivieri will go 9th. Rob Shaw in the 3R will start 10th. 24D of Cameron Lane is 11th. Vincent Pagnotta in the 13, 12th. Braden Cuse, Alex Pigeon, Ross Crow, Dan Muir, and Jordan Fiddler round out this field. Green flag is in the air. Goulden looks like he's going to take the lead off of 2. Somebody's splitting the difference in the middle. That's Buscombe. Looks like he's shot out of a cannon trying to take 4th. At the line, Goulden is your leader. The 5 of Brian Ave in to second with his truck. Buscombe and Worstro, the 271 is going to split the difference down into 3. Look at this, 3 wide, and can everybody make it stick and get through clean? Yep, everybody's going to hang on for now. Worstro to second on a power move down the inside. Got a car into the go-kart track. Looks like the 76 of Muir. Dan Muir in the 76 trying to get things going straight. He will do so. We're going to stay green. Goulding continues to lead at the line over Worstro by about just under half a second, an hour or second and a half. Looks like Alex Pigeon has come to a stop in the 007 on the backstretch. I think he's going to need a push, so we might see a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out for Alex Pigeon in the 007. Can't get it refired on the backstretch, and that's going to bring us to a halt here briefly. Pretty wild start to this one. Goulding in the 10M was in pretty much control of this one. And Brian Abe, who started up at the front in third, has dropped back to about 6th on the grid. Merrittville Speedway pace truck is in, and here we go. Getting ready for the restart. Goulding leads him in pretty quick, and Olivieri with a big jump on that restart. Oh, a little bit of contact off of 3 and 4 is Olivieri, who may have jumped the start just a little bit. Oh, the 76 truck, that tire that was flat is completely shredded, as now the carcass is all over on the high side as they go down into 4 and onto the front straightaway. Worstrow got the lead before the caution, although he's got a pretty damaged front bumper. I'm not sure if that's going to come into play at all. Fabio Olivieri, it is ruled, has been penalized 4 spots on the restart because of jumping that first restart. Excuse me, for jumping that last restart, I should say. Olivieri jumped to the inside, and I thought just looked like he got shot out of a cannon, but it looks like he's jumped pretty far, and now showing his displeasure by stopping on the inside. Olivieri not exactly impressed with that call, but when you get 2 cars before you hit the orange cone, can't exactly work. Getting ready to go back to green here. Austin Worstrow is the control car. Could fire anywhere between the clock and that orange cone off of 4. Lots of damage to that front end. It's digging in, but he's still able to hang on and get the jump. But there's 2 hungry 10s right running second and third, trying to get it. Olivieri trying to make up some time through 1 and 2. Has already gotten back by 2 cars. He's going to pass the McKay machine 3 wide down into 3 and 4. Olivieri makes it stick. Oh, a little bit of contact between McKay and Lane. Pagnot's down in the moat trying to find some grip, or maybe trying to stay away from getting himself in an accident. Everybody stays straight and we stay green as the top 4 are trying to break away from this field. Buscombe making the outside work as he's trying to get by Moulton. Big pile up off of 4. Pagnotta facing the wrong way. A little bit of steam or smoke coming off. It looks like the McKay machine. Don Deagle in the 12 looks like he's may have got a piece of it, but he's coming through. The 3RS was involved in that one. I think the 88 may have gotten a piece of it. The 24D might have been involved as well, as he's got some damage. .24D, that's Cameron Lane, has taken his ride to the pits with some front end damage, and not sure if he's going to be able to get back in this one or not. Working lap 6 of this mini stock feature. That's Moulton on the outside of our leader. Excuse me, that's Rob Goulding on the outside of our leader. Easy to mix up the 10 cars, but Jay Moulton runs 3rd. Buscombe will run its restart 4th, and Fabio Olivieri recovers from that penalty and works his way up into 5th. Green flag, great restart as the leaders all fire together. The 10 across with the jump, but Worstro fighting back. And look at Buscombe mixing it up in there from the 3rd spot. Now he's dropping back, in trouble of losing that 3rd position. Yellow flag, we got a spin, looks like somewhere. Yes, on the high side, that's the 88. The Tim Hortons finish line blocking my view a little bit as Braden Cuse gets things righted and gets going again, maybe with the left front flat on that bug. Lots of damage on the 24D. That's Cameron Lane. He was involved in that spin. Braden Cuse got loose off of 2, and it may have been Lane that drove into him and really put him around. And now Lane's got a lot of damage to that front end. Can't really see it on the backstretch, but when he comes around to the front stretch, you can see that front end is barely hanging on. Lane looks like he's taking it to the pits. Austin Worstro is the leader. Rob Goulding to the outside of our leader. Leroy Buscombe, who is pretty fast on that restart. Looks like he's got some speed in that 71 today. Jay Moulton will start 4th on the grid. Fabio Olivieri 5th. And Brian Ave in the 5 is up. 4D of Cameron Lane back on the racetrack. Sands front bumper. Front fascia, I guess, is the bumper bar is still there. Cuse to the inside. Not sure if he's stopping for good or not, but something is wrong with the Braden Cuse machine, the 88. All right, we're going back green. Cuse gets it refired, and he will crawl to the pits, but he's in. Green flag is good. Worstro is the leader. A little bit of a chaotic feature for our scorers, announcers, and race director, but we're getting through it. Worstro's your leader. A little bit of damage, not slowing him down. Goulding is running second right now in the 10M. Can he hang on to that? Here comes Buscombe to the inside. The 71 of Leroy Buscombe has to deal with Moulton on his outside, and Olivieri in the 5th spot also up there as well. Worstro continues to lead. The 24D is around on the backstretch. He pulls it off. Yellow flag is out as he's backed it, and once again Cameron Lane finds himself on the wrong side of an incident. Lining him up, trying to go green again as we work lap 10. Austin Worstro, your leader in the 71W. Rob Goulding to his outside. Oh, they touch on the restart, but it's an even one. Buscombe with the drafting help, we'll call it, as they work down into 1 and 2. Worstro trying to clear Goulding, can't do it, but now Buscombe looks like he's going to make it 3 wide as they work into 3 and 4. Is this going to stick? Looks like Goulding's going to back off a little bit. Worstro chases it up the racetrack, but still side by side. They touch. Buscombe to the lead. Worstro drops to 3rd, trying to get back up to 2nd. Is now, here comes Goulding for the lead as they work side by side. Buscombe and Goulding battling wheel to wheel down into 3 and 4. Worstro not going away either. Olivieri works the high side, trying to work his way up into the top 4. Now he wants 3rd. Great battle. Deep in the field, everything's kind of straightened out. But up at the front, the top 5 under a blanket. Goulding is trying to break away. Can't do it right now because Buscombe and Worstro, those side by side, are running fast times. Buscombe is now clear of the Worstro machine. 2 to go at the line. Does Buscombe have anything for Goulding? Rob Goulding in the 10M into 3 and 4. He's going to see the white flag this time. Goulding continuing to lead. White flag in the air. Buscombe is 2nd. Worstro's continuing to hang on to 3rd as Moulton wants it from the outside. Olivieri trying to push Moulton maybe up to 4th. Down the back straightaway. Goulding briefly opened up the inside. He drops back down to the inside for 3 and 4. Buscombe takes one more run at it. Does he have anything for him? Checkers are in the air. Rob Goulding gets the win. Buscombe brings it home 2nd. Worstro is 3rd. Jay Moulton will bring it home 4th, and Fabio Olivieri recovers from the penalty to finish top 5 in the 16. More than a few cautions, kind of slowing down the beginning of that central fabricating, glow and go tanning 4-cylinder feature. But man, a 5-lap shootout to decide it with the cream of the crop rising to the front of the field. Goulding is the winner. So we get ready to head down to victory lane, and we'll hear from Rob in the 10M. Here comes Rob Goulding in the 10M. Your Central Fabricating Glow and Go Tanning 4-cylinder winner. Getting ready to climb out. A wild feature to start, ends up with a great battle amongst the cream of the crop in this field. Trying to put his mask on, of course. Come on around and tell us about this ride, because once you got up to the lead, you really were able to hang on, and no matter who challenged you.
Yeah, I was lucky to draw. It sucks for Austin. He kind of got a bum deal on, but once I figured out the bottom was better when where I was sailing around, I was like, I'm just going on the bottom.
Who do you want to thank for the win tonight?
Jay Moulton, it's his car, and all the sponsors on the car. I don't know. Sorry.
Rob Goulding gets the checkers here in the Central Fab. Glow and Go mini stocks. Those 4 cylinders. What a battle. What a great event. And don't forget, we got the modified lights, one of my favorite series, up next. Getting ready for the Rona Deutsch Building Center's mod lights. They are up next. They're going 20 laps for their feature. Don't forget that Honker's Turn 1 bar is newly renovated and open to serve you. Mike's Hard Blue Freezies, Cold Coors Lights, so much more available down there. Don't forget tower deliveries are always appreciated. Also, shout out to that young fan who gave me a wave as I was coming back up. Always nice to see the young fans out here, even in a restricted crowd. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all the fans who made it out tonight. We've had a great night of racing, a wild night of racing to say the least, but what else do you expect from a Saturday night here at Merrittville? Your starting lineup for the Rona Deutsch Building Center's mod lights. Josh Schleider's on the pole in the 17. Rob Meisner in the 6 will start on his outside. Randy Giroux is in the 24, starts 3rd. Tyler Winger stole a heat earlier. He starts 4th in the 4. Jeffrey May in the 23 was 5th on the grid. Cheeseburger Iftati, Sean Iftati, the 27 rolls off 6th. RJ Pitts in the 26 will start 7th. Dave Cornish in the 291, 8th. Riley Slider in the 6S 9. The 44 Ryan Anderson will start 10th on the grid. Brent Bigelow coming from the back in 11th. Chris Watson will start 12th on the grid. And Craig Martin in the 22 rounds out this field as we're going to see green next time by. Merrittville Speedway pace truck is in. Slider and Meisner will fire together at the orange cone in 4. Green flag is in the air. Slider with an early jump. Look at May trying to look to the inside of Giroux. Thought better of it as they work down into 1 and 2. Slider away for the lead. Giroux trying to take 2nd from Meisner. Through 3 and 4. Giroux, the 24 on the inside, trying to make it stick. He will take second at the line, but Meisner's not done on that outside. Slider continues to break away in the 17. Jeffrey May and Tyler Winger battling for fourth on the grid as well, as Giroux now clears Meisner. May trying to work his way up. Watson a little bit off the pace, as well as Martin. Don't think they're going to get in the way as they're both taking the car to the pits. Slider and Giroux. 1-2. Meisner runs third. Jeffrey May in the 23 is fourth. Tyler Winger fifth in the 4. Slider trying to continue where he left off last week with a dominant car, winning the feature last week. Does Giroux have enough to catch up to him? Down into 1 and 2. That time past the line, it was about a 1.7 second advantage for Slider. May now challenging Giroux for second. May in the 23, the 24 of Giroux on the outside. Through 4, they're side by side at the line. Give P2 to May. May, now, does he have anything for Slider? Giroux briefly fought back on the inside, but couldn't quite mount a charge on May. Down into 3 and 4. Meisner and Winger battling for fourth. Slider, the advantage that time at the line, 2.4 seconds. We'll see if Jeffrey May has anything to get up on his horse and challenge the Slider machine. Slider continuing to lead. May second. Giroux third. Meisner running fourth, and Winger in fifth. Slider continuing to make laps, stretching things out over May. Giroux, great showing in third. Showing some speed in that 24 machine, running in the top 5 like that. Winger now will clear Meisner as those two were battling for fourth. Oh, not this time. Meisner battles back on the outside. The closest battle on the track is for fourth. Winger has it. Meisner wants to take it back. Down into 1 and 2, not going to be able to do it. Slider now has lap traffic as he's to go around the 291 of Cornish. Is that going to allow May to close up anything? We'll see at the line this time. Slider easily deals with Cornish as Cornish respectfully pulls to the inside. May made up maybe about 0.2 of a second that last lap on Slider. Here comes May to try to get past the lap car. Slider goes pretty wide off of 4. Not sure if that was by design or on purpose, but Slider took a pretty aggressive line, and that actually cost him another 0.2. May is coming. Does May have enough time and enough speed to get there? As we work lap 12, Slider going around the 44 lap car of Tim Anderson. May cuts it down another 0.2. 1.8 as we've got a car around and slow in turn 2. Low line turn 2. I can't tell which car that is that's around. Just counting cars on the racetrack. I can't quite tell who that is, but it looks like it might be the 44 of Tim Anderson that went around on the low side. Excuse me, Ryan Anderson driving that tonight. Josh Slider did not want to see that yellow as May was coming. The last 3 or 4 laps, he had made up 0.2 each lap. May is fast in that 23, but now does he have enough on this restart to not let Slider get away? And don't count out Randy Giroux, who's shown some speed as well, who's going to line up third on the grid. Slider and May, your front row. Giroux and Winger. Winger was fast earlier. RJ Pitts is going to start 5th on the grid. Meisner will start 6th. Sean Iftati in 7th. Riley Slider in the 6S is 8th. Ryan Anderson in the 44 drops to the back of the field after being involved in that one. And Dave Cornish will start to his inside. Green flag this time. Slider with the jump, but May hangs tough. At the line, May starts to cross over, trying to get to the bottom into the inside of Slider. Can't do it through 1 and 2. Slider pulls about a car length. As here comes Winger, shot out of a cannon on the outside. He's going to get by May. Down into 3 and 4, side by side for second. Winger upstairs, May down low. Can't clear each other, and that's going to allow Slider to get away that much more. Winger goes up way up high once again off of 2. This time May's going to clear Winger. Car is breaking away single file. Slider with a bit of a bobble off of 2. Not that much time was made up. Giroux now trying to challenge Winger for 3rd. Giroux to the inside. Winger upstairs. Pitts trying to follow Giroux by. Giroux is through to 3rd. Josh Slider continues to lead. Jeffrey May, does he have anything for them as laps click off? 5 laps to go. Josh Slider has just about a second advantage over May. That last time before we went yellow, May was making up about 0.2 a lap on Slider. Slider, that time opens it up just over a second. Didn't gain too much, maybe a couple hundredths of a second. May works the bottom line. Slider just can't quite get off 4 as strong as we've seen him here in the past. Pitts challenging Giroux for 3rd a little further back. Dave Cornish in the 291 trying to stay out of the way, goes way up high and lets the leader by, and now May will have to work his way by. We're going to see 2 to go at the line. Does Jeffrey May have anything to close the gap on Slider? Down into 1 and 2. The top 2 cars have broken away. Pitts is still battling with Giroux for 3rd. Those 2 cars riding side by side. But our leader, Slider, not able to get away. We'll see what the difference is at the line as they come to white. Physically, call it about a half straightaway. At the line, call it 1.2 seconds as Slider found a little bit of something extra to get a couple tenths away from May. Down the back straightaway, one more time through the corners. Does May have anything for him? Josh Slider gonna hang on and see his 2nd checkered in a row as Josh Slider wins in Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Lights. Jeffrey Mayhup brings it home 2nd. RJ Pitts in the 26R is 3rd. Randy Giroux hangs on for 4th. And Tyler Winger rounds out your top 5 in the 4 machine. Another brilliant drive from Slider, who not sure that he had all the speed that he wanted, but was still able to put the power down when it mattered and win this one over Jeffrey May. Josh Slider, your winner down in victory lane. Getting ready to climb out. 2nd win in a row for Josh here at Merrittville on a Saturday night. Something you get used to seeing here at Merrittville on a Saturday night is Josh Slider out at the front of the field in a Rona Deutsch Building Center's Mod Light. Josh, you looked pretty strong, but just before that caution, May was making up 0.2 of a second a lap on you. Was it lap traffic slowing you down, or were you just trying maybe some different lines?
my car was not great on the top, and they were running the bottom, so I was just babying it to try and make it through. And then, yeah, we broke a motor last week and won, and now this is another motor that we picked up. We actually called in a few favors. We had a guy working in Quebec. He picked it up, stock right out of a bike. Yeah, I don't know.
Who do you want to thank for this win tonight, Josh?
I got to thank Dan and his son Cameron. They arranged picking up the motor. I got to thank Tender Cuts. I got to thank Dressel Steelworks, Thurston Machine. Everybody back there helping. We literally got the motor from Quebec last night. We put it together. My wife wants me to thank her, but I don't know what she did today.
Josh Slater with the jokes out here in Victory Lane. The Tender Cuts ride, always dominant here. Even with a brand new engine, scrambling, Josh Slater can't be beat. Hoosier Stock's up next. Hoosier Stock feature time. The 01 junior Barry Beck is the pole sitter. Dave Bailey to his outside in the 49. Rob Murray in the M1 will line up third. Don Lampman in the 28D fourth. Starting fifth on the grid, the 43 of Clinton Nichols. Mike Klazinga in the 93K will start sixth. Jim Lampman in the other 28 machine starts seventh on the grid. The 84 RK Ryan Beagle, who is fast early, starts eighth. Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96 starts ninth on the grid. Mike Thorne in the 55 will start 10th. Chris Hale 11th. Matt Wilson 12th. Steve Shaw Jr. 13th. The 92 Adam Turner will start 14th. Jens Mortensen in the 68J starts 15th. 16th Zach Bleach in the 108. The 13 Casey Huffman 17th. 18th the 31B Ian Blanchard. Go Fast Tipo in the 69 19th. Clinton Nichols in the 43, Jeff Larman in the 601C, Chris Van Mill, Adam Plazik, Jeff Bean, and we're underway. Green flag is in the air. Down in a 1 and 2. Look at Murray briefly look to the outside of Bailey for a hot second. Looks like Beck may have gotten a little bit of loose, and that's going to allow Bailey to get the lead down into 3. Side by side for the lead off of 4. Bailey may have gotten it just barely at the line. Murray right on his tail. Beck still works the inside. Clinton Nichols in the 43C up there as well. Bailey leads. Barry Beck is settled into second, but Rob Murray all over him. Clinton Nichols runs fourth in the 43C. Donnie Lampman in the 28D is fifth. The top 5 breaking away. Hale trying to hang off a Hungry Beagle for 6th. Beagle trying to challenge Hale. That was the closest battle on the racetrack. Now Thorne mixing up with Steve Shaw Jr. Lots of great racing all over the track as now we've got a battle for second. Rob Murray looks to the inside of Beck. Was trying that outside middle groove, can't do it, so now he goes to the bottom and he will get by Beck. Probably the 2 class of the field now running first and second. Dave Bailey, Brewster Baker in the 49 leads it. Rob Murray in the M1, defending track champion, is second. Barry Buck hanging tough in third, and don't count out Steve Shaw Sr., the Merlin Magician in the 96, who runs fourth. .43 of Kyle Andrus getting past now and lapped by our leader. Bailey last time led by about a second and a half over Rob Murray. Will that change as now Bailey has to start navigating lap traffic. A little further back in the pack, the battle's on for fourth. Donnie Lampman trying to take it from Steve Shaw Sr. Donnie Lampman is going to get through 1 and 2. He is in fourth now. Does Clinton Nichols have anything for Shaw? We got a slow car spinner. I believe that is the 108 of Bleach that is around in 2. The 108 is around off of 2. That's going to bring the yellow flag. Ready to double up the field. Dave Bailey is your leader. Rob Murray runs second. Barry Beck in the 01 junior runs third. Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96 is fourth. Donnie Lampman in the 28D runs fifth. Excuse me, it's Shaw and Lampman who switch spots. Lampman jumps up to fourth, and Steve Shaw restarts fifth. Green flag is in the air. Shaw didn't get a good restart. Look here, a couple pops from the engine as the 601, 3 cars around in a 1. Jens Mortensen involved. The 601 was around as well. And Go Fast People in the 69 was also involved in that one. Jens Mortensen in the 68, and the 601 is being driven by Jeff Larmett. 3 cars looked like they may have been some contact, but there was another car around. As that might be the Plazic machine. Can't quite tell. Actually, no, I believe that's the Klazinga machine heading into the pits. 4 cars around in turn 1 and 2. The 01 restarts fourth. The 96 is fifth. That's Steve Shaw. Clinton Nichols in the 43 will line up on the outside of Shaw in fifth. 43 is sixth. The 84 of Ryan Beagle will start on the inside of row number 4. And Steve Shaw Jr. has made his way up to 8th, as here comes green flag. Bailey gets the jump. Murray trying to cut to the middle. He cuts down in front of Lampman. The top 3 breakaway single file as it briefly for a second looked like 3 wide as Beck almost got shuffled to the outside. Shaw and Beck run side by side for 4th. Beck on the outside. Shaw on the inside in the 96. Tight racing through 3 and 4. $93K of Klazinga is back in the race after fixing that flat tire. And don't look now, here comes Rob Murray all over the back. Maybe a bit of contact. Little bump and run off of 4 between Bailey and Murray. Down into 1 and 2, they keep battling. Murray to the inside of Bailey. Bailey fights back hard on the outside in the 49. Murray looks like he's going to clear and get away from Bailey off of 4 as we see halfway. Working lap 10 this time. Does Bailey have anything as he tries to get to the back bumper of Murray? Murray leads. Bailey second. Lampman runs third. Steve Shaw Sr. and the Merlin Magician runs 4th. Barry Beck still hanging on to a top 5 spot, but has to deal with Beagle now on the inside in the 84. Top 2 cars breaking away. Bailey trying to make sure that he doesn't let Murray get away. Keep the pressure on and see if he can capitalize if Murray slips. That might be asking a lot of Rob Murray, defending track champion, knows how to get around this place. Rob Murray leads just over half a second over Bailey. Lampman is third. Closest battle on the track is for 5th. Beck has it. Beagle trying to take it in the 64. Side by side off of 4. They race to the line. Still side by side. Down into 1 and 2. Beck chops off Beagle just enough to keep the spot for now. But Beagle trying to fight back hard. Leaders in lap traffic as they work through Kyle Andres in the 43. Murray leads. 49 of Bailey second. Lampman still runs third. Beagle has gotten by Beck for 5th. Donnie Lampman, does he have anything to get back up into this one? Murray starting to stretch things out. The last time by at the line, it was a 1 second advantage for Murray. This time it's up to 1.5 seconds. Rob Murray's got that one dialed in. Rob Murray continues to lead. 4 to go. He's got a lot of lap traffic in front of him now. That could play a factor in this one. Murray works to the inside of the 42 of Wilson. They come together. Wilson, maybe a bit of contact. Murray's got to watch as he negotiates lap traffic. Wilson did not give Murray, the leader, much room off of 4. Bleach now alongside of our leader as Murray stretched it out again. 1.7 seconds at the line, even with that contact to Wilson. Bailey runs second. 2 to go at the line for Rob Murray in the M1. A few more lap cars ahead of our leader. Works down into 3 and 4. Can he cleanly negotiate these lap cars and hang on as we see white flag in the air for Rob Murray. One more time around through 1 and 2. Murray continues to lead. Does Bailey have anything for him in the last corner? Murray's not going to be bothered by lap traffic. Rob Murray hangs on and wins the Hoosier Stocks. Dave Bailey brings it home second. Donnie Lampman brings it home third. Ryan Beagle, he gets fourth, and Steve Shaw Sr. will settle for fifth. Great racing from the Hoosier Stocks and a great battle between Bailey and Murray. Two of the best to race here at Merrittville on Saturday nights in the Hoosiers. Rob Murray pulling into victory lane. The M1, pretty strong drive from Rob tonight. Rob Murray, your winner. Forgot his mask, so he's got a little bit of a makeshift for now. Rob, another classic battle between you and Bailey. Tell us about that win.
You know what? He had a good run last week. I had one the week before, and I love racing against him. I'm glad he comes, and some nights he's better than me, and some nights I get him.
How was the car tonight? Feel pretty good?
The car was awesome.
Car was awesome. Who do you want to thank for this one?
I'd like to thank my wife. She's at a wedding right now, and I'd like to thank my crew. I'd like to thank Tomasky Motorsports, Tomasky Transmission, Home Hardware, Don and Lorraine for racing, and anybody else, I'm sorry. My crew, Stevie, Jeremy, my son Brad, and my daughter Kaylin, and Chantal, and all my grandchildren. I go on forever.
Another win for Rob Murray here tonight at the Hoosier Stocks. S&W 358 modified action is coming up next. Getting ready for feature time in the S&W Service Center 358 modifieds. Tonight's main event. Tyler Willard on the pole in the 777. Pete Bicknell in the 42 starts second. Gary Lindbergh in the 37S will start third. Austin Wood in the 1XP starts fourth. Scott Wood in the 38 will be fifth on the grid. To his outside in sixth, the 3RS of Dalton Slack, who won that wild heat race earlier on. Freddie Carlton, starts seventh on the grid in the 96. Todd Gordon starts eighth. Mark Delirio, Derek Van Mill round out your top 10. Darren Peters, Tim Jones, Mike Bowman, Tanner Podwinski, Rob Knapp, Brian Page, and Tom Neal are the field for this classic Green flag in the air. There's Willard taking the jump on Pete McNell. Mr. Small Black fights back on the outside in the 42. Look at Gary Lindbergh sticking his nose on the inside. He's hungry and he will be aggressive trying to win this one. Willard continues to lead on lap 1. A little bit of jam up further back in the pack as Delario and the 1P came together, but everybody's still pointed straight. Little bit of contact a little further back in the pack, but the lead cars, Willard is leading. Lindbergh now by Bicknell for second. Here comes Gary Lindbergh, trying to take the lead from the 777. Slicing and dicing throughout this field. It's 3 wide deeper in the pack, but we got a battle for the lead up at the front. Willard trying to hold off a hard charging Lindbergh in the 37. Your top 5 currently, Willard holds on to lead. Gary Lindbergh is second. Pete McNell third. Scott Wood fourth. Austin Wood fifth in the 1XP. Fred Carlton sixth. Todd Gordon seventh. Dalton Slack is eighth. Top 5 single filed. Make that the top 7 or 8 now. Willard continues to lead as we're going 35 laps in this feature tonight. Early in this one, Lindbergh trying to make the most of that 3rd spot on the grid. Battles to the inside of Willard, can't make it stick. Willard continues to lead down into 3 and 4. Lindbergh second. Bicknell running his usual line right on the bottom of Merrittville. The 1XP. Give a call to Austin Wood, hanging tough in 5th. Strong run from him. Top 3 starting to break away as their own little mini pack. Willard leads. Lindbergh is second. Bicknell right there for 3rd. Down into 1 and 2. Does Bicknell have anything? Report that Delario may have just caught the wall. He keeps it straight though and still battling. The 08 is dropping like a fly. Maybe a broken suspension or maybe a flat tire for Delario as he's trying to hang on a little deeper in the pack. Looks like all tires are, whoa, comes together, contact. Delario is broken. He came together with Knapp. Delario makes it to the pits and we stay green. Oh, what a wild bit of action in the back of the pack. Further up at the front, Willard has gotten by Lindbergh for the lead. Lindbergh is now your new leader, is now Bicknell trying to set his sights on Willard. Wood is 30, and the 38 is 4th. Give a call to Austin Wood. Scott Wood and Austin Wood, 4th and 5th. Oh, contact between Gordon and Bowman as they lean on each other going into 1 and 2. Battles for 8th. Gordon has 7th, and Bowman wants it. They leaned on each other going into 1 and 2, and they're still racing side by side. These guys came out to fight tonight between a wild heat and now a wild feature. Lindbergh is your leader. Let's reset the field at the line. Gary Lindbergh leads. Tyler Willard is now about just over a second back. Pete McNell in the 42 runs 3rd. Scott Wood 4th. The 1XP of Austin Wood 5th. Fred Carlton is 6th. Mike Bowman runs 7th. Todd Gordon 8th. Dalton Slack 9th. And Tim Jones is broken into the top 10. Lindbergh, your leader, starting to stretch out on things. Yellow flag is out. Looks like the 43 of Brian Page is up way on the outside of turn 1. That's going to bring out a yellow flag, a wild one. Everybody can catch their breaths, including me, the announcer up here. A wild one. Early in this one, Gary Lindbergh is your leader. Tyler Wilder hanging tough in the 777 in 2nd. Mr. Small Block Pete Bicknell in the 42 is running 3rd. Scott Wood 4th. Austin Wood 5th. Awesome racing as part of Bobcat Weekly Racing. Bobcat of Hamilton, we thank you for sponsoring Weekly Racing as we're back to action here at Merrittville Speedway. The S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds were off last weekend. We had a wild sportsman race to feature to really round out what was a crazy night last night for our first regular Saturday night back. Yeah, this one living up to the hype. Lindbergh trying to bring him in real slow down into 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. Lindbergh with the early jump. Bicknell is through to second. Willard trying to fight back hard on the outside. Lindbergh is away for the lead. A little further back in the pack, a little slicing and dicing. Slack cuts Bowman a break, but that costs him, and he falls back. Up at the front, Bicknell trying to take over second place by himself. Lindbergh leads. Willard ends up in the moat. Lindbergh is your leader. Bicknell is through to second. Willard on the outside runs third. Scott Wood fourth. Austin Wood fifth. And here comes Bowman. Slide slams into Austin Wood trying to take the fifth spot. Bowman is a man possessed tonight, working his way through this field. Started deep in the pack in 13th and now runs 5th. Has his set sight on Scott Wood. Bowman driving in harder than I've seen anybody drive in and making it stick almost every time at Merrittville. Does he have enough time to run down the top 3 if he can get by Wood this lap? Bowman might be the fastest car on the racetrack. At the line last time, Lindbergh leads by 1.6 seconds over Bicknell. Willard is third. Bowman is through to fourth if he can clear Wood this time. Halfway at the line for Gary Lindbergh. Gary Lindbergh in complete control of this one. Pete Bicknell runs second. Tyler Willard trying to make the high line work on the high side. The 777 can't get alongside the 42 as the closest battle on the racetrack right now is for second. Willard keeps using that high line, but Bowman making some headway on the inside. Willard might have to start going on defense here very soon. Lindbergh is checked out on the field. Using that high line to make lots of power. Willard trying to do the same but can't seem to make it stick. Bowman has stalled out on his progress and not been able to keep the momentum rolling. Wood way upside, way up high in the 5th position, still hanging on, and give a call to Fred Carlton, who's running 6th in the 96. This time by Lindbergh opens up a 2.3 second lead as we work lap 21. Lindbergh continuing to lead. Lap traffic will soon become a factor as Lindbergh using a very high line off of 3 and 4. He cuts to the low line for 1 and 2. Smooth as silk is Lindbergh. Bowman now kind of closing up on Willard, but Willard puts the power down and stretches things out. Second, third, and fourth coming back together. Pete Bicknell, Mr. Small Block, with a second place showing right now. We've got 12 to go. Lindbergh will now start negotiating lap traffic. He works to the inside of the 43 of Page. Clears that machine. Next up will be the Too Cool. Derek Van Mill will go down a lap as yellow is out. We got to wind around. Can't tell which number 1 that is that's around. I believe that is the 1P. Darren Peters, who is around in 3 and 4. Caution back out in the S&W Service Center 358 Modifieds. The main event for Bobcat of Hamilton weekly racing here at Merrittville. Gary Lindbergh was running away with it, but this erases a 2.6 second lead over Pete Bicknell. It also draws Mike Bowman back into the picture as well, who was bad fast when the race restarted last time. Getting ready to double up the field. Your front row will be Lindbergh and Bicknell. Bowman up to third to the inside of Willard. Willard now restarts fourth. Scott Wood will restart fifth. Fred Carlton in the 96 will restart sixth on the outside of row number 3. Austin Wood in the 1XP restarts 7th. Tim Jones is up to 8th. Todd Gordon 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Dalton Slack in the 3RS. Lights are out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck, and we get ready to go back racing. Lindbergh with a great restart. He's able to clear Bicknell. Bicknell trying to clear her down in front of Bowman. It's a bold move, but he makes it stick. Now Willard fights back on the outside, and he's going to take away third and now sets his sights on second. Bowman cut Bicknell some slack. Willard goes way upstairs trying to take the second spot. Bicknell holds on to it at the line. Bowman now is in trouble of losing fourth place as Carlton is making his way up there. And look at Tim Jones, who rockets up to sixth place on the high side. Lindbergh, Willard, and Bicknell. Willard now gets around Bicknell for second at the line. Lindbergh's not able to get away the same way he was this last restart. Willard looking like he's found something on the outside. We got Podwinski around in 2. Tanner Podwinski is around in the 72 on the high side of 1. Yellow flag back out. Pete Bicknell restarting third on the inside. Mike Bowman's going to restart fourth. Fast Freddie Carlton is up to 5th. Tim Jones up to 6th. Scott Wood drops to 7th. Austin Wood is 8th. Todd Gordon is 9th. And Rob Knapp in the 2K rounds out your top 10 as we get ready to go back to green. Lights are out on the Merrittville Speedway pace truck. Solid restart, and we're going 3 wide for second briefly as Willard drops back. Bowman in the middle. Bicknell now to the inside for second. 3 wide. Willard's going to clear. Makes the best of that outside lane, and Lindbergh might have to play a little bit of defense here. Willard goes a little way too high. Willard sacrifices so much by going upstairs on the restarts, but makes up for it down the front straightaway. The entry of the corner is where Lindbergh is able to gain a little bit of ground. But Willard has found something, and he is putting the power down on the high side. Does he have anything for Lindbergh? Battles on for third as Bicknell is trying to hold off Bowman. Tim Jones is also using that high line to get by. Bowman to the inside of Bicknell. Tight racing through 3 and 4. The 71 is going to get through and clear. Gary Lindbergh continues to lead. Willard is away to second. Bowman has taken over third from Pete Bicknell, and here comes Freddie Carlton in the 96, and Tim Jones running sixth as well in the 15J. As time winds down, we've got 5 to go. Does anybody have anything for Gary Lindbergh? Willard is the closest car to him. Last time at the line, it was a 1.177 second advantage. This time, can Willard make anything up? He uses the moat for a little extra space and grip. Lindbergh, last time actually dropped about a couple hundredths of a second to Willard, but does Willard have enough time to catch him? Lindbergh kind of struggled off that corner, but so does Willard at the line. Now up to a 1.4 second advantage for Lindbergh. Lindbergh, as time is winding down. Can Lindbergh hang on to this one? Mike Bowman charged through the field from 13th on the grid to end up in third. One more restart, and that could be the one that Bowman needs to challenge for the win. But with 2 to go, I don't think anybody's catching Gary Lindbergh. White flag is in the air. Gary Lindbergh in the 37S in control. Down the back straightaway. Willard will try one more time through 3 and 4 to make up the ground, but I don't think he'll be able to do it. Gary Lindberg is going to hang on and win at Merrittville. The defending track champion in the 358 Modifieds gets his way back into victory lane tonight. Tyler Willard brings it home second, Mike Bowman third, Pete Bicknell fourth, and Freddie Carlton will finish fifth. Gary Lindberg pulling the 37 into victory lane. What a drive from Gary Lindberg. Back to his winning ways here at Merrittville. There's your winner tonight, Gary Lindberg. A tough drive, having to survive multiple restarts, but in the end you got it done. Tell us about your ride.
Yeah, it was a good run tonight. Track was bitey. Early on, the bottom was really good, and then 3 and 4 started going away, so I tried the outside, and then they got a caution, so went back to the bottom, and I didn't know where to run, but luckily we're here.
Found a way to get it done. Who do you want to thank for the win tonight? I'll let you get your mask on here.
I want to thank all my sponsors, GForceTV Speedway, Snap-on, On the Road Machining, Mr. Transmission, John Bevan. I got to take a look. There's not my car, right? So, Gaston's Auto Sales, CRS Engines, Sittler Automotive, everyone else. Pace Automotive, sorry, Rona, Fort Erie, Rona Welland. My wife, kids, my mom and dad, Sittler, obviously, him and his guys put together the car, and it was fast tonight.
Great job tonight. Gary Lindberg, your winner in the S&W 358 Modifieds feature tonight. Thank you, race fans, for joining us here at Merrittville for another Saturday night filled with racing and wild action. From Don and Lorraine's piece, I've been Jonathan Howe. Thank you so much, race fans, for joining us. Get home safe and stay safe.